Wallace. Just quickly want to say I completely agree with you on mandates. As economists said, if it's not mandated, it doesn't work.
That's exactly
And I grew up in a poorer country than this that has universal health care and free college education. But my question for you is something I haven't heard addressed very much. What are your thoughts on the Chinese trade imbalance and their artificially low exchange rate?
Yeah. Well, I think that China has manipulated its currency. China's not being held to their trade obligations. This president refuses to hold them to their trade obligations, and Americans are paying the price. You know, if you look at trade deals like NAFTA, CAFTA, etc., which have cost Americans millions of jobs, what America got in return were millions of dangerous Chinese toys, right? And it does this trade policy that America has had. And this goes again right back into what I've been talking about. Instead of, listen, America needs to trade. That's important. Important for America, important for the world. But it has to be done the right way. And the question that has been asked about trade policy in the past has been, is this going to help the profits of big multinational corporations? The answer to that is yes. This is not rocket science. As long as they can pick up, take their jobs, go overseas, and in some cases hire children to do their work, in some cases run sweatshops, and in almost all cases pay much lower wages with no meaningful labor and environmental standards, they're going to make more money. It's not an accident that the profits of these big multinational corporations are at record highs, at the same time that middle-class Americans are struggling. The wrong question was asked. The question should be, is this good? Is this trade deal good for working middle-class Americans? That should be the question. And every one of those trade deals ought to have environmental standards, labor standards, a president who will enforce those standards, and we ought to close these tax loopholes for American companies that are leaving here and taking jobs overseas. All those things will help with that. But enforcing China's trade obligations is a responsibility of the administration and the president, and it's something I would do as president, including the manipulation of currency. Who's next?